Hey guys, and CS Fan 001 here, welcoming you to another weekly trophy list update. Today's date is Monday, January 7th, 2019. So we're finally getting back to doing these on Mondays now that my schedule is much more consistent after the holidays. Anyway, this past week I worked on 5 games. I did not do anything on Fallout 76 this past week, didn't really have time to get around to it. So this is going to encompass January 1st through the 6th. So, we have Lego The Incredibles was the first thing I worked on, and I finished off the Platinum. This is a very short Lego game, for the PS4 at least, like, compared to a lot of the other modern console Lego games, not counting the Vita ones, but the console ones, this one's actually pretty short. It took me about, like, 15, 16 hours to do. The only annoying thing is that there are miscellaneous trophies in each of the 12 levels, and a few of these, mainly this one, can actually be kind of difficult, really even if you're skilled at button mashing and whatnot. So do keep that in mind, the miscellaneous trophies are a little more problematic, but overall the game is pretty easy. I mean, it's a Lego game and it's much shorter as well, which is really, really nice. But you have your typical beat the story, get the miscellaneous trophies in each level that's sort of new. True Super is the stun meter, find all the mini kits, complete all the family builds, which are like a new thing. It's basically just button mashing circles, switching between different characters to build something. You have to do some in levels and some in the hub world, because the hub world isn't really that overly big in this game. It still has more miscellaneous stuff that it needs to have, but it's still easy. Find all the red bricks, which you don't actually have to buy in this game for some reason. I don't know why that trophy image is not showing up. But you have the 2 for creating custom character with a cape, so very easy. Studs, no problem, 100%, typical Lego game. Clean up all the districts by doing the crime waves in each of them, so basically just side missions. Some other easy miscellaneous trophies. The 75 hit combo I think you're guaranteed to get in the final bonus mission. If not, there's a few other places you can do it. And then just a lot of other miscellaneous trophies, nothing really difficult. The ambient crimes might take a little while longer, it might not come naturally. I think it will though, so I don't think you have to worry about that. But yeah, it's a pretty easy Lego game, definitely a good one to do on the PS4. Then I played Palm Reading Premium. This is a 100% game, and as you can see, it is a very common completion with 67% of players, so 2/3 of players finishing the game, because this right here is basically the platinum trophy for the game, and I'm sure the PSN profiles percentage is much higher. So all you have to do is just complete a bunch of random personality tests. The game can be done in about 5 minutes if you just rush through it and pick like the first option you can get to on each thing. That's the easiest way to do it. It takes about 5 minutes that way, but I just decided to mess around and actually do it legitimately and see what would happen. It actually got some things fairly accurate. I'm still kind of surprised about that. It was much more accurate than I would have expected. But very, very easy, 100%. Takes about 5 minutes if you don't want to do it legitimately. Even if you do it legitimately, it'll take about 15 to 20 minutes. So very, very easy, 100%. I think it's a little bit overpriced, but there's about 3 games like this. They're each like $8 or $9, which is way overpriced, and I think they even have like a North American and European stack, which is even crazier. Then I did Minecraft PlayStation 4 edition, and it is now back to 100%. I know it's not going to be a permanent 100%, because they'll keep adding DLC at least until the PS5 comes out, probably even after that, the way they did with the PS3 and Vita versions, which thankfully are no longer getting DLC, but I finally got Zoologist. I got it, Snickle and I think it was Captain. Yeah, I think it was Snickle and Captain had a world, and I went into theirs to do this trophy where they were able to find the pandas. And this one is actually really, really difficult at the time this is being recorded, because the bamboo forest biome has not been added yet to the PS4, which is really stupid. You would put this trophy in for no reason, or to put it in early before it's really even fully doable. I mean, it's doable obviously, but it's much, much harder now than it will be in the future when that's added in. Same thing with the scaffolding one. So really, those 2 trophies are going to become much, much easier in the future when that kind of biome is eventually added in. But like I said, I've done the other 4 trophies already. This one's easy. You just can't do it in the tutorial world, I don't believe. This one is easy in the tutorial world, but it's still luck-based. This one's really easy, but you're probably going to be better off waiting a little while. This one's a little bit annoying, but it's still not too hard. Oh wow, I actually did that on Christmas. I didn't even realize. Okay, that's kind of cool. But anyway, so I've got Minecraft back to 100% at least temporarily. It now has 100 trophies in it, which is really, really crazy. Then I did Eventide to Sorcerer's Mirror. I finally got around to finishing this game. I mean, it's a typical Artifacts Monday game for the most part. It takes 3 to 5 hours. It's not very difficult as long as you follow a guide. It just took me a while to get back to it. I've just been busy. The Platinum Trophy, though, you have to do most of your typical stuff. You have to find some collectibles. There aren't too many, though. There's like 14 cards and 20 mirrors, I believe it is, so not too bad. You have your typical minigame trophies, less than a minute, finish them without skipping. Your typical hidden object puzzle trophies, aside from this one where you actually have to finish you have to finish 3 puzzles with no more than 5 mistakes in each of them, which is a little different than normal. And you also only have 30 seconds to solve one, but the good thing is all the puzzles in this game are actually set to where they're always in the same spot, so you can just look at a picture for each one. There's a good guide on PlayStationTrophies.org, so I would highly recommend following that. You get a bunch of story-related trophies, as to be expected, and then you get your expert difficulty trophy, which is typical. Just complete the game in expert. Just slows down your hint regeneration, which you won't be using anyway. The imps are sort of another collectible. There are 7 of them you just have to interact with throughout the game, and they're in like 4 groups total, so it's not that bad. This is the only unusual trophy in that instead of a bonus chapter, you have to play through the game a second time and do different moral choices throughout it. So this is going to add probably another close to an hour to your playthrough. But it's still, I mean, it's very easy. It's just a little bit annoying that you have to do a second playthrough, but it's an easy enough platinum. It's still pretty short, so no real issues with that. Definitely one you can pick up. I don't really remember when I did the first Eventide, though. And finally, we have Red Dead Redemption 2. I got back into that on Friday streaming, and I'm actually very close to finishing the trophies in the single player. Now, doing everything required to get said trophies, I am nowhere near. Well, I am kind of close with 2 of them, but the main trophies I got this past week, I found all the graves. That's a very easy trophy. I just have been kind of lazy about it and just haven't gotten around to doing it. This is the squirrel statue, but just before I recorded this, I actually finished all the hunting requests. So the hunting request part is at least done. Now it's just sort of a waiting game, waiting for the squirrel statue to show up at various places. So that's going to take a little while, but it's at least easy from this point on. And then I finished Zoologist, which was a huge victory because that trophy is really, really annoying. I finished Skin Deep a while back, but studying all the animals takes longer because there's more that you have to study than you have to skin. I finally got the Florida Panther. That was the one that was kind of being a problem because I couldn't seem to get it to spawn far enough away to study it. But at least that is finally done. Grin and Barrett, I think I've done 3 bear attacks survived so far. And then that's it for the single player. I haven't gone into the online this past week, but I'm going to start working on that as well because these 2 trophies are both very, very easy, and I'm close to finishing both of them. This one, I don't think I'm really that close to, but it's not really that hard, and I'll be very surprised if I don't have it by the time I reach level 50. The horses one is really grindy, 50 is really grindy. This one, I still think I might end up boosting this one if I don't get it naturally within like another 15, 20 levels. The camp improvements is really grindy, the ammo's a little grindy, the persistent posse is just annoying because it costs so much money. But yeah, when it comes to the other stuff in the single player, the 2 main trophies left are the 100% completion and the 70 gold medals. With the 100% completion, I've done about 2/3 of the challenges. I finished Gambler 8, thankfully, and I'm working on some other ones. Most of them aren't overly difficult, at least for the most part. A few of them are more challenging, though, to where they're going to cause some problems, or they might just be really, really luck-based. So I'm working on that. I have to get most of the legendary fish, and I have to max out my stamina and health. No, I maxed out my stamina core. I have to max out my health and Deadeye cores, which should come by completing the challenges. And I think that might be about all. Oh, no, the exotic quest. I still need to do the stupid exotic quest. I'm really not looking forward to that because that one's terrible. The 70 gold medals, I think I have like 5 that I got through natural progression, so I'm thinking what I might do is actually start a new save file and basically make a save before every mission and do it during that mission the first time I go through it, since it doesn't carry over progress And since if you do replay, you can't bring in your current supplies or horse for some stupid reason. I don't really know why that is, because that makes that trophy much, much harder than it should be. Maybe they'll patch it in the future, but I'm kind of doubtful. We'll see. So that's going to be it for this video. Level 62, 81%, 15,580 total trophies, 352 platinums, 1,936 golds, 3,947 silvers, 9,345 bronzes. So this coming week, I'm going to continue working on Red Dead 2 most likely. Probably go back to Fallout 76 a little bit. Maybe work on some other easy games that I have lined up, or just other games I have lined up. As you might see down there, I bought Resident Evil 0 recently. And I will play through that eventually, so I can hopefully get all the numbered Resident Evils done at some point in the future. The only ones that I'm currently missing, Resident Evil 2 I will get eventually, but it hasn't even come out yet. Resident Evil 0 I now own. I've double platinumed Resident Evil 5, but I have not done all the DLC for either version. Resident Evil 6 is the main one that's sort of holding me back, because I really don't want to play that game again. I hated it when I played it years ago. And I know the Platinum isn't really difficult, it's one of the easier ones, but it's just really time-consuming, and it has a lot of multiplayer DLC to worry about. I'll get around to it eventually. I don't know when, though. Hopefully sometime within, like, the next year or so. I guess we'll see. Hopefully the servers don't go down before then. I also want to get started on Spider-Man. You can probably see that in the bottom right corner. That's another game I want to work on. And, yeah, that's pretty much it for now, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you next week.